Today, I want to talk about the very complicated grief that I have with the fact that I have spent my entire life not recognizing my power. And this is not something that is inherent to me. This is passed down because both my mom and my dad have done incredible things in their life, and I don't think that they're able to recognize how incredible they are, which is why I was never passed down the trait of recognizing how incredible I am. Also, on top of the fact that because they never praised themselves, they often did not praise me very often either. So it resulted inside of this basic feedback loop of just trying and trying and trying, not getting any type of recognition for it, trying more, but still not feeling good enough or proud or like happy with any of the efforts that I make, because at no point in the way am I like congratulating myself or telling myself like, hey, you're doing a good job, or like what you're doing so far is like pretty incredible. I was just checking to see if we're still recording. But basically what happens is like I have been doing so much my entire life. Like I look back on the things that I've done in my life and I've always just been like, oh, it's no big deal. Like it's literally like it's no big deal, right? Like when I was in the 8th grade, I wrote an entire Wattpad story. It was a little whack, but like I still wrote an entire story. It was huge. I actually never finished it, but it got so many reads on Wattpad. And this was like back in like 2000 and I don't even know, 12, 11. So I was like an OG Wattpad writer. And I'm like, that's kind of cool. It's kind of impressive. Like, I don't know, like the fact that I was out here writing full-fledged intense stories while like in the corner of my bedroom, like while my very religious parents were beneath me and I was like straight up writing smut. But I feel like that's a pretty common occurrence. Okay, basically moving along. There were so many other things that I've done in my life. I went and got a data science certification right after I moved out. It was like this program that was offering it, and I was like, oh my god, bet I'm gonna apply. Applied, interviewed, like did a whole thing, and like I was so exhausted after I moved out. Like I literally was like so unwell. I talked about it in my previous video. But I was still out here like trying to complete a data science certification. And the thing is like this doesn't just apply to like the efforts that I put into my life to like better my skills or my talents or whatever. This also applies to like my beauty. There are so many times in my life where I have been just so in shape and like just look so good and I don't recognize it. And I distinctly remember like at the time seeing myself, even though I looked amazing, thinking like I don't look good. Like, oh, I just need to lose a couple pounds or do my makeup better, and like then I'll be able to look like that person that I really really want to look like. And then like fast forward 2 or 3 years, I'm looking at photos of myself and I'm like, wow, I was literally a princess. Like I was like I look how I want to look right now, which is like so fucked up because at the time I couldn't even appreciate it. And what also has occurred is like when you don't recognize your beauty, your power, your like how talented you are, like how you're able to like get things done, and like just like this plethora of stuff that you've like conquered in your life. And for a lot of people, I feel like especially people who follow my Instagram, like oh, you guys have probably done so much in your lifetime, like between just surviving just insane situations to just like getting through life, getting like your career in order, extracurriculars. Like I just feel like people are like really well-rounded people despite how messed up their lives are. So like that in itself is like pretty incredible, but like you just don't recognize like what you're capable of, right? Like you keep doing things and doing things, you don't see all of the potential that's buried underneath. Like it always just kind of feels like I'm just staying afloat, but really in reality what I'm doing is like building like a whole foundation for a life. But I never really see that potential, and I end up like dismissing my projects. Like I, for example, had an Instagram account back during COVID, and that was like a whole poetry account, and it was actually gaining traction. And right around the time it was gaining traction, I basically deleted the whole thing because I was like, you know what, this is really stupid and I need to focus on getting a real job. And the thing is like, yeah, I was right in some way. Like I did need to focus on like getting like a salary so that I could quickly move out as much as like because I really needed to. But the thing is like, I also could have focused on my Instagram. There was potential there, and I just kind of gave up because I was like, there's just no way. There's no way that this could ever happen for me. But I look back, and especially when I look back at what I was writing, it was a poetry account. Like, I'm like, oh my goodness, like this was so good. I was incredible. I'm so talented. Like, what in the world? Why haven't I published any of this? Working on a book right now. But basically, like, I've not allowed myself to blossom because like every single time I'm at the brink of change, I feel like I'm not doing something right, and then I just tear myself back down. And I feel like because of this process of not recognizing myself, I've just constantly been like building, and then I reach this point where I'm like, this is so stupid, and I come back down and I restart, and I just go over and over and over again. And I feel like I'm just constantly restarting things because I even like look back at like all, like I've just done so much, you know, like I even look back at the history of my own personal Instagram, and I've just stopped and started, and like so many series I've stopped and started, and like just the way that I used to make content. But I'm like, you know what, if I just continued with it, I there was something there was something creative, there was something glorious there, and I totally dismissed it because basically like I think like I run into this thing where it's like, while things may feel aligned with me, if I'm not seeing the physical metric success, then like I just don't think it's valid. So like, and I think that's another thing, like, because no one's ever really explicitly told me like, hey, good job, you are talented, these are the things that you're good at, like you really succeeded in that, these like, you know, these are the things that reminded me of you, like these are your characteristics that are so special. Like you have to kind of pick those things out for yourself. And so like you just don't see all of like those things that are present in you until it's like so much later, and then you're just like, that's just so much missed potential because like I am actually all of these things. And it's like I've been wanting to now refocus my efforts into realigning, and like so long as things are within alignment, I am on the right track. Because basically what I've been doing my whole life is, if people aren't telling me things, then I shoot myself down. But my inner compass is actually a lot stronger than I think. Like I actually do believe that like so long as things feel right within me, and like if I keep going, like I might not see a material success right in front of me right away, but it will eventually show itself to me. And I think this process of like trusting myself and not waiting for other people to recognize me, it's like that muscle of creating that inner recognition that like right now I am beautiful, I am well spoken, I am talented, I do have something to say, I can be a creative, and just like really, really, really not needing the physical proof for that. And I do think that obviously like physical proof is so beautiful to have, which is why I do love things like human design and astrology, because like it's shown me like parts of myself and like who, like I don't know, just like things that like I'm naturally good at that I didn't realize. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like is like, I understand some people might not fully believe it, but I do. I think it's, you know, I think astrology is so rooted inside so many ancient traditions, and like I think it's very much like a great way to get to know yourself. So yeah, so through that as well, like I've been like, okay, well these are some of my skills that I naturally have, and that's kind of cool, so I'm going to lean more into that, and it just kind of gives me some of that proof. But overall, obviously the best thing you can possibly do to have proof is have a great community and circle of people around you who see you and recognize you, but I know that sometimes people don't have that. So yeah, I don't know, it's been like a weird like grief of being like, oh, true, like there's probably so much I could have been and could have done if I just truly believed in myself. But I do think that like crying over spilled milk is kind of silly, so it's just like a moment of being like, you know what, like why pile on the regret, why continue to like be upset that like I haven't done all these things, when in reality like I can just now start, I can just start believing in myself and doing whatever it is that I want to do. Like I don't need to wait for anything anymore. And why wait for me to just like get mad at myself at the end of the day? And yeah, it's kind of cool to think that you're capable of doing anything. And with that, you still also need discernment, because then it's like, okay, well, and I'll just literally do anything and everything. But I feel like we always know what we're good at. And I often told myself, well, what I'm good at is probably like everyone else is good at it too. But not everyone else is good at what you're good at. You know, what's easy for you is not easy for other people. So I think it's important to lean into like what makes you you, and just know that, you know, like have your you-ness run through your veins and your blood, and like express that everywhere you go. And like don't wait for other people to clap for you, because like you know that that is you. Like this is the truest and most beautiful expression of yourself. And however that looks, but like that's what you pour into everything. And that is why it makes everything you do so special. And it's always lovely to have people clap for you, but if there isn't, like, clap for yourself, and I'm also clapping for you. Thanks for listening. Bye.